And there we are. That's us live in the Tasting Bothy, Clark. Welcome this evening again.
Thank you. Thank you.
And welcome to everybody who will join us on YouTube. We thank your brother Ron for joining us the last time on YouTube. We didn't know him until later on, but yes, it was. It was.
It was him. Yeah, it was him.
And tonight we've got maybe a couple
to
try.
Well, we could maybe try that.
We've got the Riot, Malt Riot,
Yes.
that you gave me. I did a wee bit of research on that to find out this was all to do with the tax riots that took place in Glasgow back in the kind of, I think it said 1700s or something. Yeah. And that's how it got its name. So it's a blended malt from the Glasgow distillery, and it got its name to do with the tax riots that took place in Glasgow all these years ago. So I've not as much as I've done history-wise on it. I've no nose that I've tasted it yet, and I know nothing else about it. So hopefully you've got a bottle there that you can tell us some things about it.
I've got a bottle here. I have indeed. It looks like that.
Yes, that's what I posted earlier on, so that's good. So that kind of goes with what we've got.
I'll write it down in my book, I think. Right, so what can we tell you about it then?
Well, what strength is it? Is it a 40%, 46% right away?
It is 40%.
Right. Good. It's a blended, so it's not a particular, but it's not all 15-year-olds or anything like that that's in it. I just take it as a non-age statement.
I would take it as I don't think there's
there'll be no casky stuff that's in it as well, so that's fine. Goodness, what's today's date?
The 26th.
26th it is. 26th of November 23. We're doing well, Clark. We've actually done quite a few drams in 2023. I was having a wee check. Well, in our book, we've got about 25 in it. That's our new book.
Yes.
And there was a few to finish off our old book. And then there's an awful lot that aren't in the book at all that we've enjoyed together. So we'll not be far off 100 drams in 2023 again, I wouldn't have thought.
Well, that'd be
fine. That was just a weekend. That was just a weekend in North Berwick.
Well, we need to go back for another one then.
Yes, aye. Well, hopefully, over Christmas and New Year, we'll have a few that were given as gifts to try.
I hope so.
So, and we'll have a wee go at them over Christmas and New Year. Anyway, shall we have a look at this one? This is the one you've given us, Clark, which is the Malt Riot. Very, very pale, Clark.
It's very pale, Willie. Aye, it is.
Yep.
It is indeed.
And it looks, it's very light as well. It's not very oily in it. Not a lot of legs in it.
No, many legs at all.
But it is very pale. Mm-hmm. So we'll be nosy. Let's just see what the nose is like for us. I opened this earlier to let it breathe, so.
Aye, good.
Oh, it's lovely and fresh. Oh, I like that. Got a light freshness to it.
You do. You like a fresh one. I've noticed that. Yeah.
This is strange. This is like a contradiction in things. Because the first nose I get is quite appley.
Oh, I was going to say apricot.
Yes, aye. And the second nose I get is very citrusy.
Aye. Which
seems a bit of a contradiction to think that you can have both in the same glass. I'm getting that kind of orangey, marmalade-y notes.
Yes, aye. Yeah, I'm getting that as well. Yeah.
But I'm also getting that like a fresh green grass apple nose.
Mm-hmm. There's quite a lot going on in there, isn't there?
Aye, there is. There'll not be for much longer because I'll have taken some out of it, so there'll not be as much going on in there. That's a lovely nose. It's nice and light and fresh, Clark. I like that. Very, very floral, I think. Very floral.
That's right. That's right. There's that kind of jasmine-y kind of light.
Yep. That's
I know,
the
I
word.
know what you're saying. Yep, I know what you're saying.
I like that. I like that. I'm trying to think what we've had before that's actually got that nose, like a single malt we've had that is very similar. I don't know what blends are in it.
Oh, I would say the smell of it reminds me a wee bit of the one from Johnny Walker, up by
The Kleinlish.
aye, there's got a kind of a nose a wee bit like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Shall we have a wee taste of this, just see what it's like?
Well, I think we should.
Flange?
Cheers.
Quite spicy.
Quite spicy, aye.
Quite a nice bit of heat in there, a nice chilly heat. And most of the flavour's right on the front of your tongue. There's very little at the back of your mouth. It's all sitting right. It's quite dry. It's quite dry. I find that quite dry, Clark.
I'll have another wee trip sip just to check.
I don't think the palate's as nice as the nose. I think there's a lot more in the nose. Palate's quite bland, actually.
I think it's quite floury.
No accounting for taste.
I think it's quite floury. I think it's great. It's not overpoweringly so, but I think it's quite floury. It's kind of, again,
I've got a wee touch of honey, a wee touch of vanilla, Clark, for me.
Aye, well, okay. Good to disagree with that.
In the finish, there's very little in the finish with it, Clark. I'm not sitting.
No. Yeah, there's no great deal.
You're just left with that. You're left with just with a kind of sweet vanilla finish. Aye.
I think it's quite oily in the front of your mouth.
Yeah.
Once you've swallowed it. Strangely enough. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I have to admit. I wasn't sure what I was expecting because it's not expensive little.
No. It's one of these reasonably priced ones, to be honest with you.
That's right, very reasonably priced. And I was genuinely quite pleased with it. You know,
I'll be quite honest with you, Clark. Yeah. We've had some better blended drams.
Well, we have. I think some of the Johnny Walkers, perhaps. You know.
I think some of the Johnny. I like the black bottle that we had. That 10-year-old black bottle was lovely. I think it. So, my overall impression of it is it's a nice dram. There's no getting away from it. You know, as blends go, it's a nice dram. But I think it sits in the middle of that field. We've had some really excellent blends. I can't think of us, having. I mean, I suppose I've got kind of my personal favourites, like the Monkey Shoulder, like that black bottle that I got for the old chap that lived next door to my mother-in-law. There's some nice ones that we've had, and the Johnny Walker, that Johnny Walker stuff was great. So this isn't, it's not at the top of my list with them, but it's nice. I like it. I think if you were introducing somebody to it, or you just wanted to have a dram in the house on your own, it's reasonably priced.
Very inoffensive.
Yep. When I looked at it, it was under 30 quid to buy a bottle of it.
That's right, aye.
So for anybody that's looking for a nice dram for the house, under 30 quid, I wouldn't say no to that. That's nice.
No, I agree with you.
when that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't like to move your glass away for the front of your camera, Clark, so it's not right. That's a bit better. Yeah, that's better.
I think it looks better than me.
I know there's a lot of stuff to do with product placement nowadays in these social media type things, but to stick it right in front of your camera. Anyway, so I gave it a score, Clark. I'm not sure it's going to be as high as yours, but anyway.
I'm still thinking about it.
Well, you're thinking about it.
I like it. I think it's a nice draft. It's not a brilliant draft, it is a nice draft.
I've got a mouthful of green grass, fresh green grass. That's what I'm left with at the end here. It's quite sweet, but I'm like a mouthful of. I dare say this is what a coup feels like when he's been out during the paddock for a couple of hours. I'm just trying to see where right, so the last one I've got here was the Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve. I gave that an 85, Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to see if I've got another one. The Spice King, the Weems Spice King. It was a blend as well.
That's better than that.
I gave that a 7. Well, I gave that a 74.
I would say that's a lot better than the Spice King.
Yes, it definitely is. It is, right? And just trying to see if there's anything else in here that I've got. Mossburn. The Mossburn, again, I've scored it higher than the Mossburn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've scored it slightly less than the Jimson's triple, which is...
Oh, the triple was nice. That was really good. Yeah. Anyway, I'll give you the score on the door for me while you're doing that. I've scored that a 76, Clark.
To my mind, it's a better half than that. I think I'm giving it an 81. I like it. It's not fantastic dram. It is a nice dram. I like it.
Yep, I'm glad you do. I mean, that's as I said, we're all different. That's the thing, and that's the great thing. Malt whiskies are all different. You know, we've got different tastes and different things, and you'll not be giving me another one of them, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can get me another one of them. I go to somebody's going to appreciate it and take it myself.
Aye. Not after that score, aye.
You can get Willie's one.
Aye, forget that. He's not getting any more of that. That's how he scores it. Right. But again, that's where we are. So, and the other one tonight, Clark, that you've got, I believe, is a Glen Moray.
It is.
You shared this one with me a while ago, and we've just not got into it. It's called Twisted Vine, is it?
It is. Indeed it is. Can you see that?
Yeah, I could see that.
Right. So it's a cognac cask it's finished in.
All right, cognac cask.
What else can you say about it? Not much.
And is it called Glen Moray Twisted Vine? Is that what it's called?
Yes, it is indeed. Aye.
Right, okay.
Put that to the side. You see, it's a wee bit of richer colour as well than the last one was.
Yes, it is. It's got a nice. Well, I'm presuming that's the cognac that's in it that's gave it that wee bit of kind of redness to it.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
And what is this, Clark? Is this again 40% or?
It's a 40%. Aye.
Right. And is there any age on this? Is this a non-age statement again? Is this just one of their special editions?
I think it's aye, that's right. It's just one of these ones where they've put it in a different casks rather than
just in a cognac cask.
Just entice you to buy it, you know. It's a wee bit different.
Yep. Well, yep. It's got that wee bit. I can see that wee kind of brandy hue to it. It's got a wee bit of that cognac brandy hue on it.
Aye.
But
right, anyway, I was just writing there in case you wondered what I was doing.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So we'll have a wee nose at this one. The Glen Moray Twisted Vine cognac cask.
I'm looking to see if it says anything else, but it doesn't really.
Again. I was just checking to make sure I had put it in a separate glass, because the nose on it, again, is got a wee bit of citrusy to it. Again.
It has, isn't it? Aye.
But it's also got that cognac-y grape kind of Pinot type nose to it. It's a bit lighter than Monsieur Ballaway's that I get when I'm across in France. That brandy I like. But it is, it's lovely. It's got a lovely fresh smell as well. Very similar to the nose that was on the last one.
That's right, it has, eh? Aye.
I would say I'm actually going to give the nose the same as I gave the last nose. I quite like the nose in the last one as well.
I think the nose in the last one was better. There's not so much going on there. There's a kind of polishy smell in there as well.
There is. It's like that linseed kind of nose that you get. Or waxy kind of, that beeswax type.
Polish kind of smell, aye.
Yep. Oh, no, I like that.
Yeah, it's not as light as the last one.
I would agree with that. Yep.
That one was far more complex than this.
But then again, there was maybe a lot more different whiskies in that way, being a blend. Being a blend.
That's that as well.
Yeah.
There's that.
Oh yes, I like that. Anyway, Slans Clark, I'm going to have a wee mouthful of this.
Cheers.
Oh yes. Actually, it's all in the finish.
It is, isn't it?
It's all in the finish.
Mm-hmm.
You've got that wee hint of cognac.
Yeah.
That wee hint of cognac in that. Not a lot. But you're left. The finish is quite woody. Well, it's got an unusual finish to it, Clark.
It has, isn't it?
This is going to sound offensive, but it's not meant to be.
Yeah, come on then.
It's got that wee touch of engine oil in it.
All right.
Or maybe even not that I've tasted brake fluid, right? Not that I've tasted. Aye, I've not tasted it, but you know, it's one of those. It's one of those. Having worked in the motor industry for so many years, and been in and out of workshops and in the garage and whatever else, when there's maybe an oil change getting done or whatever going on, and you get that smell of the oil and whatever else, but it leaves a taste in your mouth without having to actually drink the stuff. And it's got that. That's maybe why I like it. Being a kind of petrol head and being involved in the motor industry, that is lovely. It's got a lovely finish. Strange finish for me.
It's very strange, isn't it? It's quite hard to put into words what it is you're tasting.
Yes, I can't really describe it because it's a sensation rather than a finish. It's the sensation it's given me because it's evoking stuff going through my head that I think of having worked in a car dealership for many years and when been in the workshop. And now the nose is, after having tasted in it, and the nose in it's even better than it was.
It has changed, that's right.
It really has picked up. Yeah.
I'm getting dry juice now.
There's loads of that stuff like that. Yep, figs and it's got, and then there's a wee kind of sherry. There's a wee sherry note in that.
That's right. There is, there is.
I mean, that's probably coming for the cognac, right enough.
Yeah, sure.
It's that wee hint of kind of brandy.
That's funny. That smells so much better now that I've tasted it.
Oh, I definitely. It has. It's had a huge effect on
Aye.
my original nosing of it. Now, that might have been just because we'd finished the one that we had, but
I don't know.
oh, aye. I've actually taken the score up a wee bit because oh, aye, that's nice.
Mhm.
It's a wee bit more spicier this time, Clark. A wee bit more peppery. And I'm finding that's kind of sitting at the back of my throat, that pepperiness,
Right.
back of my tongue. It's lovely. It's got a lovely warm.
Mm-hmm. Has it? Aye. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the best Glenmurrays I've had. That's really quite good. Yep, quite like that.
This might actually surprise you, the score I've given us. We've had quite a few Glenmorrays, Clark.
We've had a few, that's right.
We have. This is my favourite.
Yeah, it is. It's really good, isn't it? Aye.
Aye. This is my favourite Glenmoray I've had.
Aye. Uh-huh.
That we've shared a lot of them together. Oh, well done, Clark. Whoever gave you that as a present, give him a round of applause. Tell him it was great.
What do you think about that one?
I'm getting a right on that nose now. I'm getting a right that kind of caramel, but also that kind of camp coffee smell. You know that
Chicory.
chicory. Aye, that's the one. Oh, that's.
Well, I'm glad you're pleased.
I would actually say that this is one of my drams of the year.
Oh, there you go, huh?
Goodness, and I've had this in the house probably for about 3 months or something.
I gave you that ages ago. That's right.
I know. I'm. In fact, it might be longer than that. It might have actually been during the summer you gave it to me. We were planning on, and then we didn't get away with. Aye, I know. You gave me it a while ago. Forgot I'd even had it here. I was glad that we suggested it the other night because that's an absolute. That's a star. I'm going to, if I can, I don't know if I can do a wee edit here without turning the thing off. I can. Yeah, I'll just do that now. That's us. That's no stopped us from doing it. I'm just updating what we've done because I had Malt, Riot blended, and then I've just put and the Glen Moray twisted vine at the top of your thing, so when it goes out later on, we're there. But aye, Clark, have you scored it?
Right.
Right.
I've given it a good score.
What are you giving it?
I've given it an 87. I think that's a magnificent malt.
I've scored it 90.
Oh, there you go, eh? That's unusual for you to outscore me.
I know, and that's the thing. And to be fair, I think that's one of my favourite drams of the year. You know, when I go back through my book and we get to January, when we do our tasting in January and we review back through. I hope you've got some of this left so we can have our top three.
We've got about half a bottle while I look.
Super, that's great because it might be in January. This could be in our top 3 drams that we're going to look at when we get there. But we've had a couple. There was one that when we shared with Cliff, we did one with Cliff that he gave us, which was a stoter, I know.
It was
so we'll have a look. So we'll have a look at them. But yes, this is good. Anyway, we'll thank those who will view our online tasting later on. There's nobody joined us live tonight. Ron must be in his bed, tucked up early the night, 7:30. He's probably sitting with a Jura Caribbean somewhere, or an Ardbeg and O.
It's quite a good chance of that.
Anyway, so we'll say goodbye to everybody, Clark, for this evening.
Yes, we will do.
We'll thank them for joining us in the tasting bothy. We'll look forward to sharing a dram again, and either next Sunday or the Sunday after. We'll try and get something in. I've not got anything planned. I'm not away. I was supposed to be away next weekend, and I'm not now. So that's great. So I'll be about, and we've got a Ben Romack 15, I think, that you've got there.
I have, I've got 2 Ben Romack here.
You'll have the triple distilled, probably.
Yes, that's the one. Yep.
So triple distilled and the 15-year-old that I've got here.
Yep.
And we'll maybe have a go at them and see how we go. And why not? So until the next time we join you in the tasting bothy, it's good night for Clark.
And it's good night for Wally.
Right, we'll see you soon, gents. Bye now. Bye-bye.